pleasure.
When Nancy Esposito's boyfriend, Mike DeLucia, starts a new payphone business with an associate named Frank, she knows no good will come of the partnership.
Frankie, he was just garbage to me. Complete garbage.
Nancy realizes there's nothing she can do about Frank, so she holds her tongue.
He likes to see the good in people before anything else, so I think he took the good over the bad, and that was a mistake.
Soon enough, she served a great distraction. 18 months after they start dating, Mike has a surprise for Nancy's birthday.
He took me out to a restaurant on my birthday to have dinner.
I knew it was going to be the biggest night of both our lives. I was just so happy.
And then just as we were getting the bill,
I broke out this big rock and I proposed to her. It was just a great feeling because I really knew she was the girl I wanted to spend the rest of my life with.
I had no apprehensions. This was the man I wanted to marry. That was it.
On May 1st, 1999, Mike and Nancy are wed.
I booked the best of the best wedding. The caterer was a dear friend of mine. I knew he was going to do the right thing. You know, well, there were consequences if he didn't.
It was just a whirlwind. It was a blur. We had about 300 people. Half of them I didn't know. It was very overwhelming.
You know, there's a famous scene in The Godfather where they break the camera of the FBI agent standing outside. Well, you know, it was kind of like that.
There was a lot of jokes at my wedding. Like, I'm sure the photographer's not the only one taking pictures outside.
The envelopes were real nice. I mean, everybody brought out boosters, what we call it. You know, it's an envelope with a lot of money. And they were giving money to Nancy. I don't think she knew what was going on. And worse than that, her parents had no idea.
And I think at this point, I was growing more and more into the, okay, maybe he is a little connected. But again, I didn't care.
Even Frank manages to be on good behavior that day.
Frank was there. Thank God he didn't start any trouble that night, which is unlike him.
Noticed he was at the guys' tables a lot. Just he knew if he screwed up at my wedding, I would have killed him.
Only one thing puts a damper on their magical day. Something Mike keeps to himself.
I'll never forget the feeling leaving my house to go to the wedding. I just had this feeling that I'm going to get arrested. And I said, how am I going to explain this to everybody? And it was just very scary.
He's now motivated to do things on the up and up, selling his restaurant to buy his new bride a home of their own.
Congratulations, you sold a restaurant and you bought one.
I was just so happy that I had my own house, we were going to start a family, and everything was going to be great.
I thought it was going to be time to start living life the right way, so I picked a nice suburban neighborhood, mostly blue-collar people. This way, I could just maybe start a regular family there. It really didn't work out the way I planned it. You become bigger than life, and when you're responsible for these actions, you feel you're untouchable. It's a high. I don't do drugs. I guess that was my high.
For the time being, Mike continues with his foot in two different worlds. In 2000, Nancy and Mike welcome a son.
It was just one of the best moments in both our lives.
I couldn't take the smile off my face. It was phenomenal. I mean, it's just, there's no feeling like it.
Their life is wonderful, but with more to lose, Mike becomes more and more paranoid.
He would always look in the rearview mirror, drive around the block, and drive around the block. Before he actually came home, he would get up at 3 in the morning, and he would look out the window in the living room.
And in early 2000, Nancy finally understands why.
And when I walked in, there was just a group of men in my house going through my stuff.